Chris Jericho, we got some updates. Yes, you too, Chris Jericho. We have an update. Let's talk about it. Yes, his contract is frozen. Chris Jericho, you can't really leave right now because allegedly the wrestling blog sites they are talking about it that his contract is frozen. What do we think about this, YouTube? Allegedly, they were able to do this AEW when he did not compete for a while now. So I guess when you don't compete for a while, they can freeze your contract. I guess they can do that. I don't know how it works. Remember, independent wrestlers, independent contractor, isn't that what it's supposed to be? They're independent, they're wrestlers, they're independent contractors, but I will say this. Chris Jericho, allegedly the blog sites are saying that he is a little scared about freedom if he rejoins WWE. That being said, will they let him continue his music? I will say this, at one point I thought he did start music while he was still signed to WWE. So I don't think it really affected that. More say the cruise ship is what he may be alluding to if the reports are any correct. What I mean with the cruise ships, again, usually there was AEW talent. He hasn't used them in 2 years now, but usually there are wrestlers on the cruise ship. If WWE does not want him to use indie wrestlers, he can't use them. If they don't want him to use AEW talent, which more likely they won't, he can't use them. If they don't want him to use WWE wrestlers because that would take them off TV, he can't use them. So again, this would affect his business. He could still have the cruise ship where he's performing, and I guess if you're a huge Chris Jericho fan, you would go on the cruise ship to just see him and his band perform. What is it? The Yazzies? What do they call themselves? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to throw no shade. But again, if you are a huge fan of Chris Jericho, yeah, you more likely will still attend his cruises. But if you like maybe meeting the wrestlers, maybe you had that edge that if I go to the bar, Sammy Guevara, he just performed, maybe he's going to be at the bar, maybe he's going to have a couple of drinks, we're going to see him loose a little bit. So again, you had that firsthand experience being around wrestlers, and it was kind of like a reunion for wrestlers, to all be on that cruise ship, interact, and fanfare at a point because again, you guys are on this cruise ship at all these events, interacting with each other. So more intimate setting. So again, this would affect his business if he does return to WWE. I feel like again there is an ultimatum. Not saying that WWE is doing this, but still, either if he resigns to AEW, it will be hard for him to be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame if he signs a 2 or 3 year deal. They may not want to induct him again. If he's part of AEW, how are they going to do that? How are they going to do that? He's part of a different company. They can't really induct him if he's part of their rival, basically. They are the second biggest wrestling company. But if he goes to WWE, again, he will lose creative. So I don't know what's going on with him and his decision making. That we won't know until we see where he appears clearly, because he is not my friend. But we shall see what happens. AEW is doing a lot of weird stuff, especially with Britt Baker. We just saw her. She just made an appearance, said that she's still wrestling. No, she didn't say that she's still wrestling. I can't believe I'm saying this. She revealed that she's not a full time dentist because people were coming to her job or sending her death threats, basically, since she's a bad guy on AEW television. So she did say that she's not retired. So AEW not using her. Tony Khan always saying that he hopes to work with her soon. I don't know. Seems like bullshit. He is the one that is in charge. There are reports that her and him fell off. Allegedly, she's difficult, so it would make a little sense why he's not using her because there's a little bad blood between the two parties. But that's neither here or there. If we see her in AEW, we shall see. If we don't, we may assume that some of the reports are true. But AEW, they are in a little funk with contracts. I guess Chris Jericho's contract frozen for the time he has been wrestling, and I guess Britt Baker still under contract but not being used. Very weird, very weird, very weird. AEW, they do have a lot of stars. Maybe the roster is overloaded. I can admit that as an AEW fan. Hey, I like AEW, WWE, TNA. I love all of them. But yes, maybe their roster is overloaded because a lot of people aren't being used, such as the Sammy Guevara, Britt Baker. Finally, the private party are back, but still, a lot of people aren't being used. But YouTube, I am done. What do you think about Chris Jericho? What you call it? Allegedly his contract being frozen. Where should he go? Comment, comment, comment. Where should he go? What do you think about Britt Baker? Her not being used. Is this a mistake of AEW? I mean, she was the first woman signed to the company. Let's just remember that. But let me know. But I'm still sick. I look a mess under this. I had to put on a little makeup before I recorded. Hey, I post at least 3 times a week, but I'm gonna rest. But I will see you guys tomorrow. I think I said 3 p.m. Look at the channel at my post. I'll be on tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time. But that's what I think I did. I will look again. I'll post a reminder. But hope all is well, YouTube. If you have not, please like and sub. This is Marquelworld. I post at least 3 times a week. I'm on X, Blue Sky, Instagram, Marquelworld. But this is Marquelworld. I don't think pro wrestling news my life. See you guys on the next video, YouTube.